Playday number 2 here at the APAC playoffs. That's right, we are now underway with all of the proceedings, and we will be crowning 2 different victors today that will be securing their place at the Charlotte Major, which is absolutely insane for Playday 2 out of 6. Joining me on the desk, I've got the wonderful Mandy and Dev. Mandy, you're now back for Playday 2. You're now back for your second attempt on the desk. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really excited for Playday 2. We have some really exciting matches lined up for us, so can't wait to get started.
Certainly are. Dev, handsome as ever. I reckon this is the most professor, like quite, I don't really know what the word is. What's the word here? It's quite elegant. Like it's...
Thank you.
Academics, you know?
Yeah, academic. That's probably the better word.
I just threw this on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you just threw that on
Just
last
threw this
second,
on.
didn't you? Well, I mean, you kind of did throw it on last second,
I actually
didn't you?
did, yeah. That's kind of fine. But to be honest, I don't think I have to work hard to keep up with Mandy's fashion sense.
I know. How good does she look? I mean, like, really just putting us to shame, but that's okay.
That's the story of Mandy joining the broadcast.
Yeah, it certainly, you know what? It actually has been. It has been, hasn't it? You weren't meant to stage us all up, but we can start talking about what happened yesterday, because obviously a big part of where we're going is going to be looking back on how teams got here. We saw 2 really, I would say, dominant performances from both our APAC North teams in the bracket.
Yeah, both 2-0 actually going
Yeah.
in. And even on the desk, we prefaced, oh, it might be a 2-1. The veto might go 1-1 of whoever picked their map, right? But that didn't come to fruition at all. Completely unexpected from yesterday.
Yeah, it was a little bit disappointing. We went to Villa for Elevate after they got, would you say, dominated on Clubhouse?
Yeah, I mean, well, Clubhouse was beautiful to watch if you're a Cyclops fan. Elevate really struggled. Mandy, we talked so much about the way that Cyclops hard-counted Elevate's playstyle by opening up these external walls and just sitting and waiting. Rather than overcomplicating and trying to play Elevate's game, they really dictated the pace. The story continued to some degree on Villa, which admittedly Elevate had a better showing on. You'd hope so. It was their map pick. It's one that Cyclops didn't play very much. But Cyclops just, they play so fearlessly. And it's amazing to see the way that they've come into this, knowing that they can take the whole thing. And they showed that yesterday. Yeah,
look, a quick, it felt like a quick 2-0. It was anything but obviously, you know, it's just the nature of best of 3s. Things can finish up so quickly. Talon and the Chiefs went head-to-head next. And this is where I think a lot of questions were being asked. The Chiefs were both in the scenario where I think they were 4-1 up on the first map and then 4-0 up on the second map and weren't able to close, Mandy. I mean, it doesn't look great, does it?
Yeah, tough for the Chiefs. We really backed them in to win, especially on Bank, if all things. They were up 4-0. We thought they looked comfortable. They looked like they're on their home map, but just not able to close it out against Talon. Canos in particular, he just went huge against them. Yeah,
on Bank, just seemed like they really got off to a good start, Dev, and things just started to fall apart bit by bit, round by round. Digital forced it into OT. That, yeah, as you can see the highlight there. The highlight of the day, actually, in fact, was Guz. Jumping up and down, probably the most excited I've ever seen the man.
Have you ever seen one of those deer that like freezes midair while they jump? That's exactly what Guz looked like.
He looked like it. He looked like it.
I think it was warranted like that. That was an insane game. And yeah, like you said, Chiefs had a really good showing on Bank, which is one of their best maps. But it was so attacker-sided, and Talon managed to pull out a defense in overtime, so credit to him.
Yep, certainly did. And this is what it looks like heading into Playday 2. We've now sorted out the upper bracket round 1, which means that we now have our kind of semi-finals, if you will, for the upper bracket. And we also have the very startings of our lower bracket run. It's Knights taking on Elevate and Sandbox taking on the Chiefs. How are you feeling now that we've got this all laid out in front of us, Mandy?
Well, feeling pretty nervous for that lower bracket run. It is definitely the trenches down there. It's still a very tough lower bracket run. So Elevate and the Chiefs probably kicking themselves right now for being down there. But our upper bracket games are also super stacked as well. I'm looking forward to today's games. Yeah,
we're going to need to see quite the lower bracket run. I mean, when you think about the fact that Knights and Sandbox were already waiting for Elevate and Chiefs to kind of be knocked down there. It's scary, Dev. And I think what's even scarier maybe as an APAC South fan is the fact that we've got 3 APAC South teams in the lower bracket already.
Absolutely, yeah. APAC North has dominated so far, but there is a chance for redemption for all of these teams. Remember, those teams that are in the upper bracket semi-final, they only need to win 1 BO3 from here on out, could be in the upper or lower bracket. And those teams that are in the verge of elimination in the lower bracket, they still just have to win 2 BO3s to qualify for the major. That's still all you need. It's just 2 BO3s though. Like when the bracket is that big, you can get wrapped up in thinking about those final matches which determine the exact placement and of course crown a champion. But let's not forget that if you're in that lower bracket, it's just 2 BO3s.
It does seem that simple, isn't it? I mean, it really is that simple. When you think of it at the end of the day, it really is just about making that lower bracket run. Mandy, how do you actually feel about potentially seeing our APAC South teams make that run? Do you think that they're going to have that gusto in them to do so?
Well, I'd be very excited to see an APAC South team. I think all of us on the desk would be, right? We're all
biased, but yeah.
We're all big fans of South. So, yeah, I think we'd love to see them make that run, but they have to show up against each other. So it will be heartbreak when one of them has to be dropped out of the bracket.
Yeah, it's going to be harsh. It's going to be harsh. Already thinking about the fact that we are going to be losing someone, that's, you know, it's not something that we love to see, but you kind of do. You do love to see them pit against each other. But I'm sure two people that we're all looking forward to seeing are our men in black for today. It's Xenox and Guz.
Hello.
Xenox.
Is that my wax?
Yeah.
Is that my hair wax?
We're on here, mate. We're on here. Yeah, we're on here. Oh, quick. Yeah.
Hey guys. Hey.
Yeah,
Jeez.
how you going?
Definitely, you're a bit shorter than I remember. Oh, there you are. You're okay.
There we go.
Still
Match
short.
right. No, sorry, I was just still getting ready. I didn't know we were on.
Can production
Couldn't
get someone?
hear that. Sorry.
Can production get a box for him, please?
I could look. I got a chair, but I'll be too tall.
No,
then for
that's
guys.
all right. Just take the wins where you get them, Xenox. Take the wins where you get
Are
them.
we excited for today, Rob? Are we excited?
I think I'm meant to be asking you that question. Are you excited for today?
Yeah, I am excited. I think we're going to have a lot of really, really good games. There's a lot of prep that I've done today. Prepping my hair.
Yeah, that's about probably the extent of your prep. But yeah, I mean, obviously kicking it off with that big APAC North clash, right? And we're going to get the first team from APAC at the major today as well, and then the second later on. So yeah, big one.
Gentlemen, it's always a pleasure to have you on. The broadcast just magically derails every time that you join us. Do you want to say anything before we let you go?
No, I think you guys are doing a fabulous job on the couch. Is it the couch? Not
Couch.
the desk, really, is it?
No, technically it's the desk, but it is just couches after all. Gentlemen, we'll let you go and we'll see you in a bit. Absolutely.
I can't believe Xenox sometimes. I really legitimately cannot tell if he's taking the piss or if he's actually just in the middle of getting ready.
We know which one it is. We know which one that one was, but hey, it wouldn't surprise you. You know, it was. We said we were leaving at 10 to 4 or 10 to 5, I think, and just out of nowhere, he comes down 10 past. You know, those are the kind of things that he does to keep you on your toes and keep you moving along. Speaking of moving along, it probably is really time for us to be focusing a little bit more on the nitty-gritties of today because the implications are so large. We are going to be seeing two teams directly to the major, man.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see who will go ahead. There's a lot of pressure on currently some of the teams that have got previous international experience. We're looking to the likes of DAMWON Kia, particularly in that first match. Can they make that international experience consistent? Like, yeah.
Absolutely. And the thing that we touched on a little bit yesterday, when I realized I got a bit giddy, not only have we got our first game, which is two teams with big international experience and high expectations, one of them will definitely go to the major, but also our second game today, Talon and Direwolves, neither team has ever made it to a major before, and we are guaranteed to have at least one of them, if not both of them, in Charlotte for the sixth major. That is so exciting. Getting a new team to make that dream a reality and go overseas and play at a massive world final, that is why all these players and teams grind day and night playing Siege and practice and preparation. It's difficult, but this is what they fight for.
They certainly are, and look, I think this is my favourite part of the broadcast. We actually get to bring in a very old friend of ours, and now he has turned into a colleague. It's Summer Rain. Mate, it is great to see you once again. For those of you that don't know Rain, of course, ex-Cloud9 coach, well, technically Sandbox now. Rain, I just have to ask you, how are you feeling about how playoffs have kind of played out so far?
I think it's really, in my opinion, I think really happy to a lot of Korean teams are coming to playoffs. If you talk about that,
We are. Mandy?
Hey, it's nice to meet you. I wanted to ask you, there are 3 out of the 8 teams that are Korean in these playoffs. I was wondering, why do you think Korea is so dominant in these playoffs?
What about the thinking about the? No, wait, sorry. How do I think about the Korea has become so strong in Rainbow Six Siege,
Yes.
right? So maybe it's just not. Maybe it's just only my opinion, but there is two things: the making a good environment and the old and young combination. What that means is this game is just not a shooting game, right? So you should have to use your brain. So still a lot of old players in this game, and they still one of the best player in the world, like Canadian. but it's still a FPS game, so we need a young gunner for future. But the problem is no one wants to becoming CG Pro player, and even if they want to, they hesitated because Korea scene was too small. There is only 2 pro team like 2 years ago, like Cloud9 and Skies. So Ubisoft Korea tried to focus on the making a good environment, and one of the they do is increase their prize money. At the very beginning of the National League, like 2020, I guess, prize pool was like $27,000, then 21, almost $57,000. Then this year, prize pool over $81,000 per season. So since then, a big and small organization showed up, like DAMWON Kia, T1, Talon, Sandbox Gaming. We call this LCK organization. Anyway, when the National League is becoming more stable and lots of organizations showed up, a young player want to becoming a CG Pro player. So look what have we got, like Oogieman, Cotid, Lin of DAMWON Kia, Good Boy of Sandbox, and Soldier from Talon. And these players mixed up old player like with Yas and Ambitel, Demic. So I think making a good environment was a key.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. You're providing very, very detailed answers. I love it. And it's great to see you again, Rain. I think it's been many, many years since we last spoke at Pro League. But one of the teams that you talked about was Talon. They managed to go through Korea Open last year, and this is the first time they have ever broken into the APAC playoffs. And now they're only 1 game from going to the major. Why do you think Talon has become so strong so quickly?
About the Talon, I think since Demic and Hadi joined the Talon as a new player, they're becoming much more strongest team ever before. It's because, still this is my opinion, but Talon always desperately need IGL and co-IGL. Since former player Labyrinth left the Talon, they always have a stronger entry player like Soldier and Canis. But they always struggle when they stuck while playing the round and can get out easily before. So Demic and Hadi, these 2 players have many have many years of experience in competitive scene. For example, Hadi is first generation of Korean player who can able to clutch as supporter like BDS Breed. And Demic, most of the people who doesn't know about him think he's just the aim monster. But when you play with him, you can immediately know that he can control all the map while he playing. So now Talon got the good IGL and good shot caller. So also who can co-IGL. I think that's the key, these 2 players.
Rain, you've given us some incredible insight in the short time that we've had you on the broadcast. More insight than I think most of the guys here have given us in a long time. We just want to give you the floor here. Do you have anything to say before we let you go? Because I believe that you're actually covering this in Korean. Is that correct?
Yeah. Actually, I'm in studio right now. I should have to go other room for casting, soon.
Well, any
anyway,
final comments?
It was really good to see you, Manic, and James. So, and also Mandy. I hope you guys see you in a LAN event. I really miss you guys.
Rain, we miss you too, mate. It's been a pleasure to have you on. Best of luck for today, and I'm sure we will catch up with you sometime in the future.
Thank you.
Wow.
Pleasure. Again,
amazing.
That was
so good.
was probably the most insight we could have ever had for a Korean region. Like,
I mean, the 5 of us casting, we could have like sat down for like weeks and weeks planning out and talking about like Korea, what we're going to say on the broadcast, and it wouldn't have covered half of what he said just then.
Not even remotely half. I don't think that was incredible. Again, that's Rain, the former Cloud9 coach, Sandbox coach, but of course now Korean caster. Now it is time for us to turn our attention to, well, I guess a Korean dominant force in DAMWON Gaming, Kia, the team that has made waves over the past year, now go up against Cyclops, a team with veteran history that has just seen years upon years of international experience. But we will stick to the young gunners to begin with here, Mandy. We'll look toward DWG because they really have just blown us away, coming in as unknowns last year, fighting all the way up and making a name for themselves at some of the biggest events of the year.
Yeah, DAMWON, Kia, we really didn't know them until, I guess, unless recently. Like, they've managed to qualify for so many international events. They've been very consistent in qualifying into them as well. And yeah, like you said, they are just gunners. Yas being the MVP of the season for APAC North as well. We have very high expectations for this team.
We certainly do. And Dev, quick comment?
Oh,
I heard you breathe. So
I try to breathe sometimes, and these guys tend to steal my breath away. DAMWON, Kia, no one will forget the amazing moment that they had at the Sweden Major where they were one kill, a 1 versus 1 clutch away from being the first APAC team ever in a major grand final. This is the team that, if you're an APAC fan, like, this is the team you're looking at to win the Six Invitational one day. Like, this is the APAC team that you are hoping will be the first ever to win a global event, and they are so close.
They certainly are, and a team that really stands in their way and could do some absolutely unbelievable damage. Cyclops, we know them through and through. We've said multiple times before, Mandy, you get one or the other when it comes to Cyclops. You get a dominant, unbelievable performance, or it's like they almost go missing in the server sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yesterday, we saw an absolute masterclass of Rainbow Six Siege from them. They approached the game so methodically and were able to take down Elevate, but on the days that they're losing, they just don't look like they can hold it together, and I guess that's what's been holding them back from these international events and, yeah, any bigger experiences for this team. And
Cyclops is also one of the most creative teams in all of Rainbow Six, and it's an on-screen. He's known for his Monty plays, that so much that we saw Elevate ban Montaigne against Cyclops both matches yesterday, both maps. And guess what? He then goes and plays the Ossa instead. He give him another shield, one that has a gun attached to it, and he will bring up results. This is also the team that we see playing Glaz, when Glaz is so far from being on meta these days. So that is what you expect to see out of these guys. Aggressive plays, smart plays, and creative plays, if they're on their game.
Oh, that's the big one, isn't it? It really is the if. That is a huge asterisk when it comes to Cyclops. I mean, I'm gonna go back in a bit of history here and say that the first time I really got to cast them was the Raleigh Major back in 2019, I think.
Wow.
And that I think really showed me what they were capable of, because we saw some maps where they just weren't there at all, but then we just saw rounds where it was like you were watching International Siege. It was like Cyclops were the best team in APAC.
And I've got another bit of history for you.
Shoot.
I'm fairly certain that Cyclops is the longest running Core 5 roster in the entire of Rainbow Six at a Tier 1 level.
Wow.
All 5 players have been together for 2 years and 10 months, 2 years and 3 months was the last time they had a roster change. That was Gator, and that would have been just after, I think, maybe that Raleigh Major qualifier that you talked about. These guys, they have that chemistry because they are comrades and they have been that way for such a long time.
That is crazy. Like, when you think about Siege and you think about how many times players come in and out, that is a really solid Core 5. And I mean, one thing that does come with that is a pretty deep map pool. So let's see where we're going to be going for this veto, see whether we are going to be edging again toward Cyclops or whether DWG have this out in front. Love to see 2 new maps, but very quickly, just for the viewers at home, if you have not seen the way the new best of 3s work with the new 9 map vetoes, first 4 are bans, then 2 picks, 2 bans, and of course the final remaining map. Dev, Bank, Skyscraper, and Theme Park.
Yeah, well, so I'm just going to quickly touch on the bans. So for DAMWON, Border and Cafe are their instant bans. So that is no surprise. Cyclops will be predicting that, and DAMWON not looking to experiment here. Chalet and Villa bans out for Cyclops. Now, Chalet and Villa are both maps that we've seen Cyclops play, and both maps that they have positive win rates on. So that is a little bit of a surprise to me. We even saw Cyclops play Villa yesterday and beat Elevate 7-5. So I think that they're just cautious that DAMWON are really good on that map, particularly like DAMWON are 12-2 on Villa. So that is a really good map for them. So what we're seeing here is DAMWON playing into their comfort bans and then Cyclops playing into counter bans.
Yeah, so what we'll do, let's keep our attention now to the nitty-gritty. Let's have a look at the bank stats, and I'll allow Mandy to kind of run us through this one. As these are 2 North teams, it's, you know, I think the meta is completely different in South than it is from North, so it's a little bit hard sometimes. But Bank is the most played, or one of the most played maps that we have in South, whereas in North, I don't know whether it stands up to the same stats. I'd have to have a look. But regardless, it does look like it's a pretty even map both sides.
Yeah, Bank has come back into the map pool recently, so teams, they either had the experience that they had beforehand when it was in the pool, or they're going to have to innovate some new strategies based on some of the new operators that have come through. Something popular that we've seen recently is the Ossa being played on this map on multiple attacks, so really the new operators and the new meta has shaped how Bank plays out, and I think in North, while we haven't seen much of it, I'm excited to see the innovation that Cyclops can bring to this map as they bring to any other map that they play.
Dev, neither team have lost this map so far this stage. Do you think who do you think's slipping out?
This is a tough one, very, very tough call, because even if you look at DAMWON only having played it once, they've played it a couple of times in Korea Open, so they have a lot of strong results there, particularly against Sandbox, one of the best Korean teams. They've also beat T1, another really strong Korean team. The last time DAMWON lost this map was against the Sonics in one of the matches that got them eliminated from 6th Invitational. Admittedly, 9th to 12th place at SI was a disappointment for DAMWON because they were so hyped after the November major. So no doubt, like when a match that big is you're losing on Bank, that's when that they go and they practice it. So they've had a couple of months since that loss to Sonics, and I think that they're going to come back. I think they're going to really have a strong performance here. This is their map pick after all.
Well, I guess we're going to have to wait and see how that performance does play out. It's time for us to get underway and to take you through all of the action. It's our very two favourites,
Hey,
B1
Rob.
and B2. How are you, mate?
I'm doing good. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Big game, Guz. I know that you're ready too. So much on the line. Both of these two teams, a bit of history as well. DAMWON Kia, of course, many considered to be the best from APAC, but when you look at Cyclops and what they've been able to achieve over the last year or so, they're just as capable.
Yeah, both teams have such an esteemed history and both with a really good shot to qualify for the major. We're so close to sending a team from APAC, but who knows? This might be our first mapper, so I mean, we might need to...
Don't jinx it yet, mate. Come on. We haven't even got into the first map yet, which is going to be Bank, of course. And well, I feel like we've known about Bank for so long now because we've cast it how many times over the last couple of weeks?
Too many times.
Too many times. It's become a bit of a staple of this region. Let's get underway, though. Bank will be our first map of this best of three. The winner of said best of three is heading to the major.
Oof. Big stakes on this one. Big stakes. Means you can sit back and relax and watch the next couple of weeks if you make it through. Obviously seeding matches, but having that ticket, the most important goal for both of these rosters. We jump straight into the ban phase. Doc will be off the board first from Cyclops. Now we have an interesting discussion, right? Did DAMWON target Anaton? Do we see the Montang taken off the board, or do we see a more traditional ban here for Bank, like perhaps a Habana? It's going to be neither, in fact. Ossa off the board, so that frees up the Montang, frees up the Habana. It's going to be very interesting on these attacks.
Obviously, also was discussed on the couch as having impact on Bank and has become quite a bit more prevalent. So no real surprise in seeing that one banned out. Like you said, the Montang could have been an option not to be. It's mirror banned out by DAMWON Kia. So pretty normal ban so far. I mean, the Dokkaebi is one that you probably don't see all too often in terms of staples, but even then, still a bit of information does get taken off the board. One more ban here for Cyclops, and we'll then get underway. Cyclops will be on the defense and DAMWON Kia on the attack. It's Jaeger that's actually banned out. So, okay, a couple of interesting bans here going into Bank. Some of the staples left up, the likes of Thatcher, for example. I think even, like a Jackal still being on the board, a lot of information clearing. None of the hard breaches banned out. So, I think we've got a pretty good game on our hands. As always, we like to say, obviously Maverick, Kaid, all going to be available. So there's a lot here for both attack and defense.
Yeah, a lot of tools still up. A lot of tools, especially, I mean, again, Bank, Cabana, for example. There's so many hatches on this particular map. And post that buff, maybe 6-12 months ago now, where you can distribute the X-Cairo pellets a little bit more fairly. She's so incredibly powerful being able to open them up. DAMWON, though, not solely relying on her, for example, in this first round, at least initially. The triple hard breach lineup. It is going to be swapped out, though, so Katsang actually going to jump off that Habana. Again, still quite powerful in this map with secondary hard breach, and those can openers, again, can be used along many hatches on this particular map. And it looks like Cyclops are setting up for a little bit of a roam. Mozzie and Toe, hatches on the top floor done, so DAMWON will need quite a bit of hard breach, you would assume, to get that through. That said, they're only going to stick onto the Thermite, again, leaning in. I would have assumed the secondary hard breach from Katsang, but no, he's actually playing flashbangs, suggesting maybe DAMWON are going to go for a little bit more of a direct approach.
We obviously highlighted some of the players of DAMWON Kia back yesterday in our pre-match discussion on the couch. Obviously, Yas was the big standout, got his own graphic, but you know, one of the statistics that you brought up as well was also Woogieman and some of the stats from him. So it's a very almost like a dynamic duo in a sense. But then you've still got Coded, Rin, Cat saying all can play well. That's what makes this team so strong. They are a unit, all 5 of them capable of having a big performance, and that puts a lot of, well, I guess, effort now for Cyclops. They need to replicate that as well. And, well, I think when Cyclops are fit and firing, when they're at their best, all 5 players are certainly capable of big-time plays. Gator does not give away his position in Executive Hallway, although that was a little careless dropping down into lobby. Easy one for Yas, and we have started off with a bang here on Bank. Gatorada does get that trade. 3 versus 4, 2 minutes left.
Yeah, really well played there by Gator. Pretty common entrance for the Buck to try and get up above and clear archives. Overall, a positive trade, and definitely is now with Anderton finding one more pick for Cyclops. That leaves Woogieman and Coded now left, and I mean, at this point in time, round unofficially over, not even at the halfway point. Still a minute 40 remaining, and DAMWON a little bit sloppy on this entry for the first round.
Yeah, credit to Cyclops, though. I think with the positioning and kind of sets the tone a little bit as well as to how they're going to play here on Bank and try and make sure that they are proactive. They're in the face of DAMWON here, that they're not going to give them free reign of the map, free control vertically either, without at least trying to fight for it. And I mean, even Gatorada's still there waiting before the drop down. It can still be a bit of a pain as Coded trying to find some information with the drone. Still 2 versus 4, not impossible, and they've got some time for DAMWON here. So Woogieman makes his way over towards Blue Stairs, pushing down there. It is still Gatorada inside of admin, so pretty much clear from the get-go as to how Cyclops really wanted to defend Locker CCTV here. Presence up above, and then eventually dropping down. Well, they got a lot more than they probably thought they would get. And yeah, like you said, this round virtually almost over. And the Vulcan canister does get blown out, which I don't know the specific amount of time, guys, but it is a long time that the flames do last for.
Yeah, certainly is much longer than when it was attached to the deployable shield previously after the adjustment. Some considering it maybe to be a little bit weaker, but you can, I mean, see on this particular objective down below, a lot of area denial over a long period of time, and DAMWON now need to try and readjust, but I mean, Gatorada's sitting and waiting.
Easy elimination for Gatorada. Had been sitting and waiting that entire time. Gets rid of Coded, and it's a nice opening round for Cyclops. It's just 1 round on the board, but good signs in this best-of-3 series.
Yeah, good aggression, and we've known for years now, right? Cyclops, when they're at their best, when they're firing on all cylinders, doesn't matter the context of the match, doesn't matter what the score is, doesn't matter who the player plays on the other team are, they're going to try and execute some of these more non-traditional plays, and comes down to that positioning game, getting the timing down pat, trying to avoid drones, etc. Clearly worked in the first round. Really sharp trades as well throughout the mid portion of round 2. And keen to see if this rolls on. We're already seeing in the defensive lineup once more quite a bit of aggression. You've got Mute Mozzie combo, you've got Vigil available as well, Valk for counter information. So Cyclops really trying to lean in to this roam style, it would appear so far.
And it worked, obviously quite comfortably in that opening round, getting that 2-player advantage relatively early on in the piece. DAMWON, yeah, of course, will need to respond, and, well, now they get to respond on a different site. Open area stuff will be our second round. Cyclops, of course, winning out on Locker CCTV. They move upstairs now onto the first floor. Like you mentioned, of course, still looking to probably employ, especially Suzu, on that Vigil to roam around and be a pest for DAMWON and Kia, and that's really what you want to be able to try and achieve, is that sort of pest-like gameplay to make sure that they can't just walk in and take things for free.
Suzu's running Boss G, Vigil. So this is already a little bit intriguing. Goes for the drop shot spawn kill off the Balk. Doesn't find anyone. Cat saying almost getting his head shaved, but shot doesn't land. But this is Cyclops, right? I mean, again, sometimes they just like quite literally meme inside of the server. It's quite astounding. This is a match for the major. And we're seeing this pulled out. Gator once again hiding in this wrap position. Nitro doesn't land and he's forced down.
Well, when you say meme, I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's not. Meme doesn't necessarily mean not trying.
Oh, no,
meme,
that's definitely not.
Meme is...
It's just Cyclops like to style on their opponents.
Exactly. Strategies maybe you don't typically see, especially in other regions, but you know, as you do tend to find in APAC, and well, maybe even more so in APAC North at times with the likes of Cyclops, you can see some interesting things that maybe you don't quite see all that often in regular Siege. But DAMWON Kia are well suited to this kind of gameplay. They're able to adjust on the fly here and probably not be all that bothered by it. They did bring the fuse as well. Something to note, we don't probably see all that much fuse, but can look to pressure from above. You've got the Floras as well, so looking to really clear out some of that utility. And then the Thermite, obviously, for bot square wall, late round, kind of execute on site.
Rin can send those clusters through reinforced surfaces, whether that be bot square or up above through hatches. Offers a bit of protection and might be able to catch Cyclops off guard. Suzu caught off guard. Takes a bit of damage, but able to rotate off. Gator, though, unfortunately, caught there by Coded. So it's a better start from DAMWON in round 2.
Makes it a 5 versus 4. Relatively slow in the mid game there. Only 50 seconds remaining in the round, and yet now they've got that advantage. Yas over towards bot square, shaping up alongside Woogieman, looking to open up this wall. From the looks of things, I don't see anyone from Cyclops looking for that blue stairs flank late round that we see so often. Now this is where Yas with those Roteros can look to really open things up. 30 seconds left in the round though. Cyclops need to find a way to regain the advantage.
Black Ray under a lot of pressure, trying to pin down these players from bot square. Flash is sent out, but he is able to avoid those. The impact in response is perfect, and now he needs to hold down the line.
Well, no more exothermics though for Woogieman, so that wall staying closed. Black Ray did get the down, took a lot of damage for it though. So not only is Black Ray low, but so is Suzu. 10 seconds left, and that's Anaton that gets the elimination onto Katsang. Remembering, Yas is down as well, and Anaton finds a second onto Woogieman. They just funnel through, and unsuccessfully, as Gatorada gets the down onto Rin. There's only one left, and that is an elimination. Well defended in the end by Cyclops.
Yeah, a lot of downs in the closing stages of that particular round, so a little bit tricky to track. But the defense of Cyclops holds strong, and a big part of that was Black Ray. Perfect impacts on that bot square wall. If that was opened up, would have been a lot harder for them to execute the sort of style they did there and shutting down that kitchen plant. But obviously with that reinforcement standing, able to prevent DK from filtering in through that double door. Much closer round than the first, and DAMWON pushing the envelope a little bit, but unfortunately it was just one crucial piece of the puzzle was missing.
Yeah, and one of my favorite rounds is always that third round, because now, especially in this instance, Cyclops on the verge of going and doing that world tour defensively here on Bank. Now, at times we've been really seeing Bank be attacker-sided. Maybe not too egregiously, but I think in saying that 3-3 half or a 4-2 in favor to the attack is generally how you kind of view things. This does kind of indicate then that Cyclops are off to a good start. Remains to be seen. Need to see what the second half's going to bring, whether this may end up being rather more defender-sided, which has been the case in the past as well. Regardless, good start for Cyclops here through 2 rounds. And if they can somehow defend CEO Executive, that's when you can almost start to really raise a few eyebrows and think, oh boy, this is a really good start at that point, because CEO Executive is made for the attackers to really overwhelm, clear out these positions. Over towards hallway, for example, everyone has to kind of hold offside a little bit, janitor's closet, etc. And if Cyclops can defend successfully on such an open site, things will be looking really good to close out this first half.
Gatorada one to watch once more here in the third round, roaming down low. Might find himself in an engagement against Coded, looking to enter from the front door on that IQ. Likely trying to play down below and find intel, I guess, or utility. Not that there's really much on the board that he's trying to find, of course.
Yeah, I mean, like, really, what is he going to be able to find? Bulletproof cameras or what? Sawyer gates? Interesting decision. See if it does pay off as we see the opening elimination go the way of DAMWON here again. Second round in a row. This time it's Gatorada. So the Vigil taken off the board. Pretty decent in saying that, because that's a big piece of the puzzle here for Cyclops, I think, defensively on CEO Executive. You don't have that Roma now for the late round flank, or even the mid round. So a big opening kill for DAMWON here.
Yeah, really exposing just how weak that lobby position can sometimes be to try and roam and rotate through this a bazillion places you can pre-place drains, whether it be in the plants or on the lights, etc. Very tricky to find as a defender, and Gatorada, even though he's on the Vigil, ultimately does pay that price.
Shield already taken down in the hallway as well. So Suzu holding out towards long desk. I think there was a player around janitor's closet as well. So Cyclops very much as close to the site as possible, except for Gator trying to just keep an eye on this lobby entrance point. And while there's only a minute left, and if you want to be pushing through at this point, Gator might just be able to make life very difficult for Coded. I mean, Coda basically cannot walk through there at this point anymore.
No support from the repel, so it's a 1 versus 1. Not favoured for Coded. Thinks about it, but then thinks better of it. Katsang, though, elsewhere, drops Black Ray.
And that does open things up, because now Ayaghead is probably in a position where it's like, well, do I go back, help Sight? Otherwise, it's technically a 4 versus 2. These two are kind of having that little dance. And Katsang now gets Suzu as well over towards Long Desk. Ayaghead now needs to make something happen and gets that down onto Coded. But Diffuser is already down on CEO Executive. Likely planted for the repel. I don't see a way that Cyclops are going to be able to bring this one back. It's very unlikely. Ayaghead does get the stylish punch. Although, from this position of ATMs, if he can clear out the repellers, maybe there could have been an opportunity, but no, not in the sight line, unfortunately. Anderson's still over towards the hallway. Does get the down onto Yas, but is traded immediately by Rin. No time. DAMWON here will take CEO Executive as kind of expected. The kind of sight and round you would almost anticipate DAMWON here finding, and they do indeed.
Significantly cleaner there from DAMWON. Of course, we were quite engrossed in the engagement over towards lobby, so didn't really exactly see how those picks were manufactured up above near top square, but nonetheless, that distraction in lobby actually served the attack quite well. DAMWON able to capitalize, get the plant down, and once you have 1 or 2 players on that repel, you're not getting site control back. Not easily, at least, and the point proven there is DAMWON secure their first round here on Bank. The first map in this best of 3. And I'm really hoping it does go to that 3rd map. Theme Park. Flashback to Playday 7 of APAC North. These two went head-to-head. DAMWON just edging out 8-7. So it would be quite insane to see a rematch on that map potentially today.
Could you imagine an 8-7 the other way? Cyclops winning this time, 8-7. Heads them to the major. Wouldn't that be a storyline? So far, through the first 3 rounds, I think you can take good signs from both teams. Probably more so still for Cyclops, but as we head back down to Facebook for Locker CCTV, an opportunity does present itself now for DAMWON Kia to re-establish here a bit of form. And some momentum that can be then built up. This is just making the late run back down through Blue Stairs, but ultimately no real defense over towards Blue Stairs, which is probably a good thing. Suzu on the Alla. Here's an interesting operator selection.
Cyclops forfeiting these open area hatches as well. Sort of makes sense, to be honest. No hard breaches banned off the board, and it's in posted up in this position. We'll look to dwindle down numbers and players up above with those hatches reinforced, creating that buffer. Ayaghead aggressive over towards main stairs. Needs to be careful of the peak up above through the skylight, and also mindful of drones now clearing these positions very methodically. Katsang not taking any chances, knowing that Cyclops once more likely to get aggressive, and talk about aggression. Over towards open area we go. Anderson under fire from 2 angles, but he does escape, at least momentarily.
Oh, the ping though for Gatorada. With a bit of help from Anderson, they both are able to combine onto Yas. So it's the Nook of Yas that is off the board, gone. 1-4 now as well for a standout player for DAMWON Kia.
Don't mind that from Gatorada. Just lock off that line of sight. Make the archives take just that little bit more frustrating for DAMWON. Coded again through lobby, just like the previous round. It looks like they have good information over towards open area, but Rin unable to land any shots as of yet.
This is also wasting a lot of time now for DAMWON Kia. You've still got the 3 gas canisters of Black Ray to get through as well. Later on, towards the back end of this round, you've already lost gas, so you're down a player, really trying to clear out this open area staffer in position. It may be the downfall, though, for Cyclops if they lose too many players. Fortunately, able to drop back down to safety onto site. Anderson getting aggressive over to Blue Stairs, and there's 2 players there for DAMWON Kia. Nitrocell not out quick enough, and DAMWON Kia have exploded onto the site.
3 players inside of the A bomb site. Cyclops absolutely throwing away that advantage. DAMWON are ready and waiting for it.
3 gas babes still available for Black Ray, though, could still deny some time. And then, of course, you've still got the full health Suzu on the Alla. So this is where Black Ray can really look to try and bring the time into this and force that to be a factor.
Suzu at range with the shotgun. That's be favourable for him. DAMWON should be able to secure this plant, fall back, and play the post.
Still one more gas babe available. That gets deployed as well. Now looking for the plant is Woogieman. That's going to be the final gas babe now used as ally of Suzu. Up close, that's where you want it. There's the downer to Woogieman as well. Suzu, the swing is perfect in a 1 versus 2. Coded from up above, just looking to defend the time left on this diffuser. 35 seconds of which now looking over towards Beepers, feeling like that one has to push above, one has to go down below.
Here's Blackrow up main, but he needs to get past that Beeper's position. Coded holding down the line, goes back towards the hatch. Here's that counter diffuse. Cyclops needs to time it to perfection, but Coded playing so well, gets the first. Blackrow doesn't trade, and Coded will close it out.
What a clutch moment from Coded in a 1 versus 2. Yes, good position. Yes, plant was already down, but still not easy when you've got one player down below looking for the counter diffuse. One's pushing you from Beepers. It's tense moments, and a big round goes the way of DAMWON Kia. Those are those kind of 50-50 sort of rounds that are going to be so massive over the course of this best of 3. Big plays, honestly, from both teams there in some ways. The initial rush onto site, the bot blue stairs push, and then we even saw, what was it? I think it was a 4 versus 2, and then Cyclops brought it back to the 1 versus 2, but not to be. Once that plant goes down and the hatch is open, very difficult, but 2-2 on the scoreline, and I think a very deserved scoreline now for both teams.
Yeah, I don't know why. I thought Suzu Ella was running shotgun. I just completely, I guess, misread that. Found that snappy double, though. Really well played. That Scorpion, not easy to tame, and Cyclops trying their best there to bring that round back. I mean, the real issue is, why did they have 3 players stacked on site? I mean, if you want to rat out one and maybe get a little bit aggressive and try to counter the Thermite, for example, go for it. But they just put all their cards on the table, and DAMWON able to bring that round back and made them pay. 2-2 now the scoreline. Things start to get a little bit more interesting now.
And this is where DAMWON here can really put the pain on Cyclops. A great 2-0 start, but if DAMWON find a way to get to that 3rd round, then maybe a 4th, that great start for Cyclops has then been evaporated. Open area staff room here for the 5th round. Originally, Cyclops were successful in defending this. A large reason for that was denying the ability to open up that bot square wall. Great use of the impact grenades, was able to deny the exothermics of Woogieman, and then at that point, you kind of just have to funnel through, and while the defenders of Cyclops were able to do that job successfully.
Ooh, that's a cheeky Mozzie Pest on the broom. I don't think I've seen that one before, but clearly well droned out there by DAMWON Kia and able to destroy it. A lot of action still in towards this back alley spawn position as DAMWON look to pepper away in towards open area, and not much action up above, suggesting that maybe top down isn't going to be the play. I mean, they don't have the buck for that soft breach, nor did they bring Thermite. Pardon me, nor did they bring Sledge. Thermite and Ace, though, available, so maybe they'll be the ones to open up lines of sight. Lots of breaching charges in substitution instead.
Yeah, well, they had the fuse last time, and don't really think we saw that have much of an effect. A bit more of a focus. I think they even had the buck as well. Clearly wanted a bit more of that vert established. Not the best knife yourself from Gator. Takes a bit of damage in archives and is forced back into the sightlines. So Cat saying, though, he was just looking to try and get out of there, but that is an interesting angle. And yeah, Gator does go down. Another opening kill for DAMWON Kia. It's starting to become a trend, unfortunately, for Cyclops.
Yep, on a bit of a roll now. See, though, if they could transition this across to a round win, still a minute to go and plenty of opportunities for Cyclops to get one back. Probably looking at Gatorada to step up here on that Vigil roam. Some counter-aggression potentially, once again through lobby, once again against Coded. Been a bit of a duel between these two, but won't come into fruition this time. That said, there is someone else lurking around.
Gatorada just got spotted, actually, for a brief second. But sometimes that just throws a spanner in the works anyway. Does run away. Coded can now push through into lobby. Time is a factor, though. Despite having this player advantage for DAMWON Kia, they are running out of time. 20 seconds left. Seems like they're pushing over towards bot square. Main stairs through beepers. Coda's getting a lot of free information right now. There is that player, I think, running over towards blue stairs. Woogieman gets the elimination onto Black Grey. The Maestro's down. There's that swing from Gatorada. Couldn't get any of them, though. Coded and Woogieman hitting all of their shots. Suzu on site. Let's get another one onto Coded. And Yas is low. Can he deny plant? No, not from this position. In a 1 versus 3, one player low on health, and they are a little bit separate. I don't think Suzu's going to be capable of winning this one. And it does mean DAMWON Kia will go up 3-2 and winning 3 rounds on the trot.
Suzu still going to give it his best shot. Full HP, SMG loaded up, but Katsang denies. DAMWON well and truly on a roll.
Hard to stop when they are on a roll. When they win a couple of rounds in a row, you just think, how do we stop them? The first 2 rounds of Cyclops, they looked clean, they looked confident. They won open area staff, they won local CCTV, and basically, as soon as they had to go up to CEO executive, everything has crumbled since then. Then DAMWON has been able to then win on sites like local CCTV and open area staff, and Cyclops have not looked quite the same. You have to give the credit there, of course, entirely to DAMWON here. We go to our final round of the first half. Cyclops, if they can at least bring this back to 3-3, I still think that's a good half.
Yeah, they did have a really good start. I think it is probably just a little bit concerning, though, that it does feel like DAMWON are well and truly snowballing this momentum and are building round on round on round. And opening kills have been dominant. Their mid-round, for the most part, getting map control quite strong, and their executes as well. Really quite clean. And Cyclops, again, they are trying these wildcard strats, if you would. Not the team, just wildcard, the analogy. And it's been very hit or miss. It worked kind of towards the start, but I think DAMWON, they've switched on. They've warmed up. They're ready for it. And they're not backing down with that fight.
3 deployable shields on the side of Cyclops, 2 nitro cells. Bringing that echo, looking for maybe a late round denial of the plant. But when you do have 3 deployable shields, something that can counter that quite easily are the Retero drones of a Flores. And Yas is on the Flores. The Maverick, the Thermite, so you actually got 3 hard breaches. It's an intriguing round here of Locker CCTV that could be about to take place.
Well, if it's half as exciting as the last one, it's going to be pretty wild. Katsang, though, to enter with that Habana. Key in opening up these hatches if they want to do so quickly and efficiently. I don't think Cyclops are going to contest all that much, though, on these first or second floors. Where's that 5th defender? Yeah, they're all down below, so should be pretty free real estate for DAMWON up above. They'll be able to work these hatches quite quickly. Kaid might cause some issues, and DAMWON don't have the Thatcher, so that means that Coded is going to be forced to open up at least 1 or 2 of these primary hatches.
Yeah, Coded obviously will get to work on those electrified hatches, and Boogeyman and Katsang, and
that nade missed. He's trying to nade down below to clear the claw, but it doesn't hit.
there's a player lingering down below directly. It's BlackRay looking for a prime opportunity. If you actually get rid of Coded here, I think you could actually keep the other hatch closed, but Coded doing a very good job of making sure his body is not really in any sort of sightline. And yeah, BlackRay can't get anything there. That's just really well played from Coded.
Yep. 60 seconds now remain, and DAMWON need to decide as to whether or not they're going to open up that second hatch. Looks like they're shaping up for a server push. Gatorada close by, holding the racks. Woogieman elsewhere, though, drops a Gator, and that's the Kai dealt with.
Gatorada almost full white, practically, and may as well have been. Katsang with a nice push as well, as soon as possible onto that. Now a 5 versus 3. DAMWON here are just in full control. There's just nothing stopping them at the moment. Of course, almost that late round clutch last time from Cyclops, but it wasn't to be. Can they bring it back this time, though? Gas Babe thrown out from BlackRay. That's his first, and still has 2 more in the back pocket with 25 seconds left.
It's probably going to be up to Suzu once more to try and make a play. BlackRay caught deep. Canister is going to have a limited impact. That said, Woogieman takes damage. Force back, taken down and killed. Suzu as well gets in on the action. Now a 3v3. The drop. BlackRay shuts that down. 3 for the round, and DAMWON have capitulated. Yaslo pushes deep. What can he do? Stares down the barrel. 2 players await him in this gold vault position, and Cyclops close out the round and close out the half.
And at that point, you still had the Echo alive and available with the Yokai drone anyway, so even if you go for that last-ditch little attempt of trying to get that diffuser down, it most likely does get denied. Really well played from Cyclops. Again, they have shown the ability to fight and fight well from being in a disadvantaged position. It's a 3-3 half to open up this best of 3 here on Bank, of course, the first map. Then Skyscraper, Theme Park if needed. A really, really solid first half, though, from these two teams. 3-3, no reason really to explain it other than this is why both of them are fighting for a spot at the major. Two top teams.
Sure is. Up above for the first round here, DAMWON Kia electing to defend CEO office. Interesting. I still think this site, it's so tricky at the moment. The attacks haven't really nailed down, but maybe DAMWON trying to throw off their opponents a little bit here by selecting this first site, trying to throw off maybe their expectation heading into the second half. Key positions to keep in mind, of course, stock hallway. We've seen that play out quite a bit already throughout the playoffs and being pretty critical in locking down positions and preventing top of square control. And secondary to that, of course, the repels. I mean, once you have players posted up there, 1, difficult to get lines of sight from lobby on most occasions, and 2, once the plant's down, yeah, good luck, because the repel, of course, can just play there, pop up, and you're dead. So forces the vault late, which is not a position you want to be in as a defender. So keep those two in mind.
Well, now the shoe's on the other foot. Now Cyclops are on the attack. And they need to be the aggressors. And, well, straight away, Anaton onto the Montang. Wasting no time at all whatsoever, Guz. How do we see the Montang having effectiveness here on CEO Executive? Obviously, top square, that hallway position, like you mentioned, I think it's somewhere you can really see that get deployed and utilized.
Well, Anaton is arguably the best Montang in the world, so he can make it work on any side, on any map, providing a lot of pressure, frag power even as well. DAMWON elected not to ban out the Monty, the Ossa instead. So they better have a good game plan as to how they're going to shut this down. They should be expecting it. They've played him before. They've seen the VODs. They know the hype around Anaton on this shield operator, so let's see if they are prepared.
That's going to be the first of many Roteros being sent out by Blackray. And Yas is just lingering down below. Provide a little bit of that late round flanking. One looking to try and halt the attack in the mid round as well. Gatorada over towards main stairs. Just wonder, is Gatorada and Yas going to collide at some point as Gatorada looks to sort of sweep through the map from down to up?
Suzu having some issues with the top square wall. Anaton elsewhere takes a little bit of damage. Early smoke to try and prevent that long angle through the wall and being disruptive. Eventually those Starmers will deploy, triple on the right. Not really ideal because it's not a particularly strong entry point. In fact, I don't even know if you'll be able to enter. Maybe there's a crouch hole obscured by the smoke. Nonetheless though, a lot of time now depleted. Only 40 seconds left. And I'm only seeing 2 players in good positions. That said, Gatorada down below on the Nook could be a round changer.
Oh, just the way that he was looking, pushing up the top of main stairs, and Rin gets a freebie onto Gatorada. So DAMWON Kia now with the advantage late round here on CEO Executive, a site that realistically Cyclops should be favored in here as the attacking team, and they're falling apart at the seams. Blackray gets one back, but the damage has been done. Wookie Man though falls to Gator, bringing it back slightly now for Cyclops. 10 seconds left in the round. Blackray and Gator now a 2 versus 2 as we watch Blackray push into CEO. They don't have the diffuser though, looking to try and at least find the kills. Rin stays alive, and DAMWON Kia take the round.
Really well done there by Rin. Perfectly finds that final kill, has the presence of mind to then run away. And the time, the biggest enemy there of Cyclops, took them a long time to set up top square. Once they did, it really wasn't even set up to its fullest extent. Then reliant on the back push through lobby, but again, not enough of that time left. Such a crucial currency in Siege. And Cyclops, unfortunately, not quite having enough of it.
And now DAMWON Kia will retake the lead once again, 4-3. Defense here on Bank has been decent for both teams. Not a bad little comeback in the latter portion of that round from Cyclops, but just couldn't quite get over the line. Well played to Rin. But just being able to stay alive, basically. So open area staff room now for round 8. Most importantly, winning CEO executive means that they now have open area staff and then locker CCTV to still head to defensively.
Pretty big power move to tick that one off the checklist first. So Cyclops will no doubt be disappointed. Their retaliation, though, needs to bring the Glaz. Dev mentioned it on the desk. It's not that far of a stretch to see Cyclops dabble in the Glaz, who arguably is probably the most out-of-meta attacker in competitive Siege, period. You're not really going to see it much ever from any region, ever. Like, it's just so far out of the meta, it's not even funny. Rewind maybe 3 or 4 years and it was pretty popular, but not quite in the same state that he previously was. But Anaton, trust him to do a lot of damage. Can still output quite a bit, and with smokes in hand, could help with that late push, particularly through bot square.
Well, I guess we can obviously keep an eye on that Glaz and see if it does have an impact, but you look at the rest of this lineup, Thatcher to try and help Suzu with those Selmas. Thinker of Gator probably for the late round push. A lot of emphasis, it seems like, will be put on bot square. Not only dealing with these barricades, but of course the triple wall as well. We'll need to make sure that no one lingering or loitering around through archives. So Gator will look to try and hold this position so that Gatorada and Suzu can do all of the work in bot square.
This is a really good lurk from Gator, drops the first. That's coded. Now a 4 versus 5, decent retaliation from the defense, but there's the Glaz activating. Anaton onto Katsang.
And that should be the round. Yes, though, blue stairs, it's being watched, and yet regardless, still gets the down onto Suzu. That's the hard breacher. Taken down. 3 versus 3, and job done basically by the Vigil. Get one, disrupt the attack, and then move away. Diffuser on the ground. Didn't see if those walls did get opened up or not, and well, not really. It's a mess, but no. That could have a big impact late round.
Yeah, just a line of sight, no entry, so likely means the attack need to progress in towards kitchen, plant behind the chassis. That said, they now have double the manpower. Woogieman and Ridden need to hold out for 50 seconds.
And the fact is, that sightline goes both ways, right? Woogieman obviously trying to utilize that as much as possible, knowing full well that if Cyclops look to push in from bot square, it's going to be a funnel in through sight for Woogieman to just basically clean up at least 2 of them. Need to see some presence from Beepers. And then they start to push. But it's Black Ray that got Rin, and Woogieman could get none of them. Goes the other way. And the Glaz does have an impact.
Well, we didn't see the first kill, so unsure as to whether or not that was through a smoke, but you could argue that any operator with any gun could have got either of those kills, so. Still holding my reservations, but Anaton's going to stick it again, so he's quite happy with the yield of that previous round, and for the most part, pretty well played by Cyclops. They did just enough on that bot square wall to open up the round, and despite some disruption from DAMWON, the resistance just not quite there. They will reattempt though. Back to open area for the 9th round.
Yeah, and reattempting it now for DAMWON Kia. How much do they actually look to change up a bit? I thought the flank from Yas over towards blue stairs was fine. Got the kill onto Suzu. You mentioned the Glaz, and well, Glaz is not going to be happening here as Anaton re-picking over to the IQ, Suzu over to the Habana. So slight change up actually here from Cyclops, and the buck as well for Gator. And I think when you look at this kind of lineup, it does probably suggest a bit more of that top-down approach, clear out above, open up those floorboards a bit, and make things a little bit more difficult for Yas to try and get too much of an involvement. That blue stairs position was quite evident to be a bit of a thorn in the side for the push over towards bot square. Yas makes his way down.
He heads down, and Cyclops head up above, looking for that top-down sweep across, enter through CEO, clear archives, prevent the rotation. Then maybe do a bit of vert inside of stock, down into the site itself, and from there, really back DAMWON into a corner, much like last time where we saw them separated from the attack, locked out in open area. The rest of Cyclops able to dominate over towards kitchen. Now, of course, it's not going to play out exactly 1 for 1. Gatorada inside of lobby, looking to try and get an entry.
Well, has
Entry
already
kill.
got that
Entry kill.
Well, yeah, obviously. Up banana stairs and now up above. Double 5 versus 5. Don't be fooled by that scoreboard glitch. 4-4 though on the actual scoreboard, and it's a fair assessment of this game. Both teams are really, really tight and even and going back and forth. Can one of them pull away though in the next couple of rounds and just get a couple in a row to really put the pressure on the opposing team? This does feel like a pivotal round here in the 9th. And it's Black Ray that gets the opening elimination onto Katsang.
It's out in the back alley spawn as well, so a bit of a freebie there. Well played by Black Ray though, who can now jump on those Roteras. 13 and 3, mind you. Or elsewhere, Aniton catches Yas off guard. The flank on this occasion does not work out. Cyclops once more with the 2-man advantage.
The defense of DAMWON Kia being torn apart right now by Cyclops. And a chance, an almighty chance for them to go up 5-4 here on Bank is now in front of their eyes. He obviously did not count out the 3 though of DAMWON Kia. Can still bring things back. But Cyclops doing a decent job to not overplay the hand that has been dealt to them. They are taking their time. They're still going through that checklist and still making sure that everything adds up. Oh!
Ooh. Oh, get out! He does. Boogeyman has to be a little bit careful there, playing hot potato with the Rotero. 30 seconds now remain. Can DAMWON hold out? I think it might be possible.
The drop down though, so important, and went down flat though, made it difficult to land the shot. 17 seconds, and Suzu will get this diffuser down. What a play. It was like a swan dive down the hatch. They couldn't shoot him. They couldn't shoot any of them. Flawless round for Cyclops. 5-4.
Now we get a little bit more excited. Big from Cyclops. They have now grasped this momentum. And the last couple attacks, very, very thorough. DAMWON starting to really struggle here, it feels.
Defensively.
Yeah.
You just have to wonder, sort of, do they maybe reel it back a little bit on the Yas Vigil play? Do they look to keep it a little bit more contained to a bit more on-site defense rather than off-site defense? It's hard to say. You probably don't want to reel it back too much because then you're probably giving in to sort of Cyclops a bit. But judging by this lineup they're actually bringing though for this 10th round for CEO Executive, I don't think they're going to be doing too many fancy party tricks. It'll be that stock hallway, janitor's closet, long dash. They'll keep it rather contained, and that might play into the hands of DAMWON here, hence why they won CEO Executive in the first place. And that's the thing, when you take it back to the start of this half, they won the tertiary site. And we're sitting back thinking, oh, well, they've got lockers, they've got open area, they're going to be able to go on and maybe do really, really well in the second half, but not to be. Cyclops, to their credit, have fought back and fought back well.
Question is though, and we posed this to Hybrid yesterday, can Cyclops actually hold a lead? Can they convert a lead into a win? Because that sometimes is where they struggle most, is where they are on 5 rounds or potentially even match point, and then they falter at that final hurdle and struggle to close out the map, and can't be allowing that to happen, particularly in this best of 3. DAMWON are not going to give you too many second chances, so if you can snatch that early lead in the series, it could have big, big implications for them.
It's a funny one too, because you're 100% right, and that may be a factor on their mind, but you almost don't even want to think about it at all.
Hell no.
So in some ways, you want to sit back and be like, guys, we've been here before, we generally choke it, let's not do it. And then otherwise, you just want to keep playing the game that you have been playing over the first 10 rounds of this best of 3 series, and just continue to see and ride this momentum wave that has now been established for Cyclops. But it's not like it's over yet. Still a long way to go. Only 4-5, and of course, it's a best of 3. So even if you win the first map here on Bank, you're still going to need another one. Finka for Gator and Aniton on the Repel on the Glaz, which has had success so far here on Bank. That's a gas babe that gets thrown out, and Aniton maybe senses an opportunity to see if he can find one of the defenders of DAMWON Kia. 90 seconds left in this 10th round. Cyclops 1 away from map point.
No early kills in this one, so it's even Stevens at least for now as we eclipse the halfway point of the 10th round. Aniton elects to rotate. Cyclops stacking over towards this top square position. What's the play from here? Another smoke for Aniton. Still has 1 remaining. Might be able to find a sneaky opening pick, but DAMWON, surely don't pick this. They'll likely be expecting the Glaz once more and just need to resist these smokes. That said, Rin survives the chest shot.
I just wonder if Anaton maybe could have actually stayed in that position and gone for the elimination. Speaking of Rin, by staying alive, ended up getting the kill onto Suzu, and it's all crumbling apart for Cyclops. It just feels like had Anaton really stuck that position and gone for the elimination onto Rin, we could have been seeing such a different game. Blackray, though, not giving up on this round, does find one back onto Woogieman, but it's a long way back for Cyclops now. 4 versus 2. Still need to clear out the shield position. Does it? Oh! The player in Janitor has no awareness, but turns around, Coda with the SMG! Probably should have died through his own lack of awareness, and does not. Through sheer gunplay, 3 versus 1, and DAMWON Kia looking to make it 5-5, and they will.
Wow. Big moment to step up for DAMWON Kia. They are not going to forfeit their map pick. 5-5 the scoreline heading into the 11th round, and this is a big one. Who can claim match point first?
Messy kind of round. Probably one of the messier rounds that we've seen from these two teams. Yeah, just that brief second. Blackray not being able to find that kill onto Coded. But even prior to that, you think back to Anaton pushing over towards that stock hallway position and finding Rin, who was looking into stock and should have probably either got that kill or stayed there and held that line. Rin then just pushes back, finds the kill the other way around, and then the kill started flowing for DAMWON Kia. It's 5-5 going into round 11. Both teams are tied. This round will give you map point.
Another pocket pick from Anaton as well. This time, the Ying. DAMWON with no Warden. So countering this could be very tough, but Anaton repicks. I would have thought now would be the time to bring out the Ying. Now 4 Candelas instead of 3, half the flash time, but still very powerful. Nonetheless, we will see that marksman rifle once more here in the server. Who can wrestle that momentum back?
It does kind of feel like neutral momentum right now, doesn't it, right? Cyclops got that brief little spur of momentum. DAMWON Kia have been able to sort of wrestle that back into at least an even kind of point. Woogieman over towards top blue stairs now falls back down to basement. And this is an interesting push from Cyclops. Through tunnel, Nitrocell is going to be falling short, but there is a player lingering inside a server room, although I think has fallen off of that position, giving it away to Cyclops, not wanting to get pinched and taken out, so they at least get this position relatively freely.
Getting a little bit concerned as well for DAMWON in the late round. 2 Nitros already expended. That said, they still have Rin on the smoke to fall back on. Yokai as well, available for Coded, currently feeding information inside of Garage. Bit ironic that the Nook's been spotted out, but Gatorada needs to be careful. He's being aggressed upon. Woogieman finds that pick, and that's a big response from DAMWON Kia.
They take the lead, 5 versus 4, and they get rid of the Nook lingering around Garage. Fortunately, though, with the exothermic charge, able to open up that server room wall. Minute 30. So at least a little bit of that checklist has been ticked off now for Cyclops, but losing Gatorada, not ideal. And it's looking like it's going to be that kind of standard server room push in and see how they can go. The smoke will, of course, help Anaton, and the nade as well from Gator. But the Nitrocell from Woogieman is primed, ready to be thrown over. But this position here of Anaton, watching, can he maybe shoot the Nitrocell?
Maybe, if his aim's good enough. Critically, though, that's the smoke dealt with. So now Suzu arguably should have a pretty free plant. They're still desperately trying to bait out this Nitro from Woogieman, who's being so patient. Here's Anaton, he misses, but they still survive somewhat. Yas collects a kill, now a 4v3.
It's a tough shot to hit, and Gator goes down because of it. 4 versus 3, still time on the board, but it is Anaton on the Glaz. That has redemption. Suzu now trying to stick that plan, and if he's able to do so, this will be tough to bring back, but gets denied, gets taken off of it, and Anaton is down, can no longer provide that cover on the Glaz. As Yas is brought up, Suzu, can he land the shots that they need to find victory here in the 11th round? Blackray is now taking the position of Anaton and falls down as well. Yes! finds the first, but then taken down by Suzu. Time is not friendly though for Cyclops here. Into red time. There's a player up close. It's coded. It's DAMWON Kia on that point.
Wow. What a close round that was, but DAMWON able to just hold on. At so many points, it could have went one way or the other, but ultimately DAMWON doing a really, really good job in stalling out that plant, preventing it from being stuck. And Cyclops, who have now called a tactical, under the pressure.
Tactical timeout is needed maybe for us as well.
Maybe for you.
Maybe for me.
You're getting a bit sweaty.
Whew. That was a great round though. Great round. Opportunities for both teams. In the end, DAMWON Kia, I think, just able to hold their nerve a little bit better in the clinical moments. Cyclops are right there with them. You know, when you look at that last match that these two teams played, what was it, 8-7 on Theme Park, you're kind of seeing that a little bit here on Bank as well. It does mean good news for us as viewers, because you kind of hope that we can have a nice, long, close best of 3 actually go the distance. But right now, an opportunity for DAMWON Kia to close out Bank and to win this one and to go then just one map away from a spot at the Major.
Cyclops had that winnable position, arguably could have pushed towards that match point, but again, it links back to that storyline of Cyclops potentially being in a strong position and then faltering. Now, it's not their map pick, so credit where credit's due to push it as far as they have so far, but now they need to dig deep. 6-5 the scoreline. We head over towards open area for what may well be the final round here on Bank. DAMWON on that previous defense. A really strong team effort to weather the storm. And that storm has really been in the form of probably Anaton, honestly. That Glaz has actually been incredibly disruptive in these rounds. Black Ray as well has just been chipping away to 15-5. Well and truly the top fragger across all 10 players in this particular lobby. And as we've seen previously on this site, those Roteros from the Flores can be very powerful in making defenders feel uneasy and obviously clearing out utility as well.
Such a pivotal round, not just for the map, but maybe for the series. Who knows what's going to happen on Skyscraper? 6-5. Of course, there's no negative here for Cyclops. If this goes to overtime, it's not a big factor for them. This is the playoffs. This is where there's no more points. They just don't matter. There's no factor of that. But it doesn't matter that DAMWON have got this match point. You fight back, you get one more round, you send it to overtime, and you give yourselves a chance. Still taking this map. A long way to go. But I think most importantly, what they need to do is find an opening pick.
Yep. Because
DAMWON Kia have just been far and away better at establishing a bit of early round dominance.
The creep forward from Aegator over towards Garage. With the LMG in tow, you'd have to favor him here against Yas if he has information, but I don't know if either player does. Maybe Yas has that information? No? Likes to fall back.
I mean, this doesn't suggest that Yas has the information, and Aegator doesn't. Oh, definitely suggests Yas had absolutely no idea. Sitting on the cams as he takes a bullet to the head. Well, now you can sit on cams because you're dead.
That's one way of looking at it. Good dedicated player now to hard sit on this information scattered around, including bulletproof cameras and evil eyes from Katsang. Action elsewhere now. Cyclops unlocking the map top floor control. There's stock hatch will be opened up with Salmers, and I'm assuming there'll be a bit of it taking place elsewhere. Cyclops can now compose themselves. They have the advantage,
What?
but Gatorada quite literally throws away said advantage.
Oh, no. No, Cyclops, don't live up to those fraudulent memes. Don't throw lives away seamlessly for nothing. Anaton from top square now down to bot square, looking to get into archives. Gator, of course, finding that opening pick. Can he find more? There's a ping. There's information here. Good information over towards Elevators, and Coded could very well get pinched in this position if Gator is quick enough, but time is such a factor. In fact, there's only 15 seconds left.
Oh, does he land the nade into Elevator? Elects not to do so, but Suzu pushes through 4v3. Cyclops now need to converge on site.
And picks up that diffuser, ready to go through beepers now. Gator can lead from the front line. There is a player advantage for Cyclops, but there's a time advantage for DAMWON Kia. Still only 1 second left. Is there a chance Rin could deny? No. That was the biggest factor late round there, because Cyclops did the rest of the work quite well in finding those frags. We head to overtime.
No kills from DAMWON in that final round of regulation. Just the sole individual team kill from Cyclops, but they didn't let it deter them from that push. Really well drilled on that execute. 6-6 now the scoreline. We head into overtime. Cyclops will be looking to continue this momentum as they start on the attack, so they'll need potentially 2 attacking wins if they can't trade out the second round, assuming of course they win the first. So a lot of pressure on their shoulders here.
In some ways, the pressure's off a little bit too, though, because now you get to overtime, right? Like, and for both of the teams, I think this is a fair result, right? Obviously, for DAMWON Kia, they would have loved to finish it off and get that one more round and get that one map under their belt, but not to be. But it's a deserved result for both teams as well. I mean, Cyclops have been playing very, very well. And even then, in that last round, with Gatorada, blowing himself up with the nade, and still were able to sort of bring things back. So I really hope what we've had here on Bank is indicative of the series and how it's going to play out. Because sometimes it doesn't always happen
Sometimes
that way.
it peters out
Sometimes,
in that second map.
That second map can sometimes be one-sided. If if Team A wins on the first map in a close one, and then Team A just kind of runs away with it in the second map, it can happen. Hopefully it doesn't. So far, this has been, as they would say, barn burner. Rob loves those.
Who's they?
Rob, mainly.
Rob J. Monday?
Rob J. Monday.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Best host in APAC.
Might be the best hope in APAC.
Oh, only hope. As we start overtime, though, there is still hope for both of these two teams to get this first map. And then, I mean, this is the beauty of it. You're only 1 map away from a major.
Ooh, that's tantalizing. Wouldn't mind that. With it, though, brings a bit of pressure. So we'll have to see once more how Cyclops can deal with that. But still, as we like to say, a long way to go. A couple of rounds in Siege can feel like a lifetime, and here in round 13, it's going to be no different. Not much progression over towards stock. Last time, this was a key factor for Cyclops in losing the round. They let that shield stand, and DAMWON were able to fortify that position and prevent a lot of that top square control. A lot of that presence in towards Janitor was shut down. Can Cyclops deal with it on this occasion?
Yeah, smoke out very early on to just block any sort of peek from stock hallway. No one actually holding that position at the moment, despite the shield being there. Blackray has been having a tremendous game, though, and probably has gone under the radar on the individual front. 16-5-4.
Did that get the shield? Oh, hold that thought. Blackray under pressure. Is it still standing? No! Oh, it actually got it. So a really good snipe there from Blackray.
The long arm of the law takes down the shield. Here, Gator. He find as well with that grenade. Oh, what a shot from Rin under the chin of Gator. Does he find more? Continues to just hold this stock window. Rin! Suzu had no idea what just hit him. And Cyclops now down 2 players. It's a 5 versus 2 now. Anaton falls. I mean, they're all falling like dominoes at the moment here. Cyclops did so much to get to overtime, but this opening overtime round has been a disaster.
Sure has. Blackray needs to do something very special. Gatorada over towards main. Oh
my God.
Rin for 3, and it could well be a 4th. There's still Blackray inside of stock. Can Rin start the round and finish the round? No, not quite. But Katsang will. DAMWON Kia kick off overtime very, very well.
Map point, DAMWON Kia for the 2nd time in this map. Once again, in pole position here on Bank, and with an opportunity to then get 1 map away from the major. It was a bit of a disaster mid-round here for Cyclops. It actually started pretty nice with the Selma taking out that shield. Thought, clear out that position, but not to be. A couple of good swinging shots from Rin. Takes out a couple of Cyclops players far too easily with no remonstration at all. It's now 7-6 in favor of DAMWON Kia. We head to basement, lock a CCTV for Cyclops on the defense.
As is the nature of basement, typically it has been very chaotic when we've seen this side thus far. Mainly due to Cyclops going for off-meta pocket picks whilst attacking this site. DAMWON, though, on that side of the coin for this occasion, and they bring a very, very standard lineup. Triple hard breach, Flores to clear utility, Rin to frag out. Pretty simple equation here for DAMWON. Can they cross those T's, dot those I's, actually convert this round, convert the map? It is their pick. The expectation on them to win this out.
Who have you got in Skyscraper?
Ooh. Cyclops. Maybe. I don't know.
It's a difficult one.
It depends.
So many different factors. It really does just kind of feel who shows up on the day.
Ooh.
Rin.
Ooh.
Straight into open. Has no idea.
Hello?
Addington has just been caught. Rin is on a tear here in overtime.
And that's your Echo. That's a large portion of Cyclops plant denial now missing. Yokais can provide info, but hitting those stuns, tough now. Well, you can't reposition the Yokais at least as well, so yeah, not ideal. Still do have Black around the smoke though. Nitro's available, Vulcans too, but it has really weakened this setup. And Gatorada as well, roaming, droned out as well.
And you're looking at it just really from that utility perspective, and I'm just looking at it from the fact that it's another opening kill to DAMWON Kia. Once again, 5 versus 4. Once again, Cyclops on the back foot, but they have shown the ability to respond despite being at a disadvantage. As we get to about the 90-second mark, this is where it feels like can Cyclops at least bring it back to maybe a 4 versus 4 going into that late round execution.
Rin just holding down the line with the LMG in hand. Potentially waiting for Coda to come across and aid in this pinch. Again, Gatorada is in this Talus offers position and he's now under siege.
Oh,
Can't find this pick. It's Coded to clean it up. A 5-3 lead for DAMWON heading into the final minute of what could be the final round.
Of this first map. 2-player advantage now for the attacking DAMWON Kia. Ayagator, it feels like the world is collapsing around him as he hears the explosions ringing in his ears. Blackray, still 3 gas babes and has been a pivotal player for Cyclops. They're going to need him to stand up.
And stand up he'll attempt to do from goal, but he can't deny the plant. Will you man to stick?
Ayagator with an opportunity. There's almost a pixel. Nitrocell, it's a hope and a prayer that's thrown up, but it's not answered. And that plant is down, and that might be Cyclops down on bank as well. Down 2 players. Plant is down. Hopes are down here for Cyclops, and Coated is just putting the punishment in. There's a chance, though. Maybe. A hope. 25 seconds left. They find 2 kills seamlessly from nowhere. For Blackray and Ayagator, you've just got to stick it and hope Blackray hits the shots at top blue. Does so, but Katsang denies Ayagator. And time now, well and truly the main factor here for Blackray, despite a 19 bomb. It doesn't matter against DAMWON Kia. 1 map away from the major.
Clinical from DAMWON in the final stages here of Bank. Really well played. Cyclops pushing them and pushing them and pushing them, but DAMWON respond. A lot of deep breaths on those player cams. They are very relieved to get that one across the line.
Certainly. They got pushed to the limit, like you said, guys. It was not that easy for DAMWON Kia, and really highlighting how close these 2 teams are, and hopefully what a close series we may end up having. It's only 1 map of a best of 3.